So today I wanted to do some gouache florals. I started out with a nice deep blue background and I'm going in with some lighter blue 4-petal flowers. These are larger flowers. I'm sorry, I cut this one off a little bit. I'm going to change my angle of filming in just a moment. But I'm going to start with some larger 4-petal flowers. I'm not worried if there's a little bit of translucency on these because I'm going to layer up my gouache. I'm using Himi gouache for this, just for the record. The other mixed media supplies I'll be using are some Posca pens, some acrylic brush pens. I think that might actually be it for this project. So here I'm just touching in some more 4-petal florals. So I'm going to get these large blue florals down, and then I'm going to put in some smaller 4-petal blue flowers, just with the same color. When I started these pink florals, I thought I was just going to do some little 3-petal ones. And then on this bottom one, I added some extra petals and I almost made it like a little daisy. And I thought that was really cute and filled out the space better. So here I'm just touching in some more of these bright pink flowers. I'm just pressing the brush on the page, doing different like strokes, angling my petals here and there. Just touching in a few more. I really like how that pink popped with the blue. So I loaded up my brush with a little bit more of that light blue and I added a little bit of white to it. And I'm just doing some kind of soft strokes on these. I'm not staying inside the lines of those petals necessarily. I'm just layering up that gouache. And you can see some of the brush strokes that I'm putting on don't fill that original blue space perfectly because again I want that layered look and I want it to look a little bit more opaque in the center, and it's fine if it's a little bit more translucent, a little bit darker on the outer parts. I'm touching in some more of that lighter blue on those smaller flowers, and then here I'm adding a extra layer onto the little pink daisies. I added a little bit of extra white to this and then thickened it up a little bit to make it more opaque. And this I'm touching in some green. I actually use Winsor & Newton sap green for this, and I added a little bit of yellow to it. I'm going to do that for all of these smaller kind of leaf sprigs. And then in just a moment I will be mixing in some yellow into that same color, and I'm going to do a little bit more of a lime green for some larger leaves that I'll put on this piece. Again, every other gouache that I used was Himi gouache, except for this green, which again is Winsor & Newton sap green, and it's their designer gouache. So here I'm just kind of touching in some greenery wherever I think I need it. And then here I'm going in with that chartreuse green. These are bigger leaves. And I'm not trying to make this perfect. So one thing I'm doing with mixed media is if I have something with the gouache that's not turning out quite right, I can't get, those dainty stems that I want, or I can't quite build up the color right, I'm thinking through what mixed media supplies do I have that I could add that are going to make this pop and give this the personality, dimension, and the feel that I want it to have. So I know I have an acrylic brush pen that's in this kind of same limey green, so I can touch up these leaves and these stems if I need to. So here I'm just touching in some more greenery. I really like how that turned out. And then on these pink flowers, I took an acrylic Posca pen in a light pink and touching in some scribbly centers onto these pink daisies. I'm always thinking how I want to layer things up and build them. And then sometimes I just grab out a supply and I'm like, why don't I just try this? And it's so fun to just play and get creative. For these smaller pink florals, I'm going to do some brighter yellow centers, so you can see me touching these in here. I did have to clean my Posca pen a lot, so you'll see scribbles on the right side of my paper there. I had to clean up my Posca pen to get the yellow a little bit more pure. But for the blue florals, I wanted to do this apricot Posca pen that I have, just to give it a little bit of a different color, kind of a yellowy, soft yellowy orange in there. I started out doing these scribbles on these flowers, thinking that I would layer it in with some other color, and I really liked being able to see that dark blue pop up underneath that center. It just gave it a lot of contrast. I'm touching them in on these smaller flowers, and then I'm just going through and adding some dots with that same apricot Posca pen. So this is me adding some extra details in with that lime green pen. And this was actually an acrylic pen. I got it off Amazon in a big set. And I've actually ended up using them for quite a few projects. They're not the greatest quality, I will say that, but they do give me some fun colors, and I actually reach for them more than I thought I would. Just touching a few more here where there wasn't even a leaf before. Brightening some of these up a little bit. I like how they pop a little bit more. I think it's really pretty. Okay, and then some finishing touches here. I went in with another one of those Amazon acrylic brush pens. This is a light blue, and I'm adding some scribbly centers to these petals. I'm also doing some scribbles on the outside of the petals, just to add a little bit of a softer, kind of more painterly fun feel. You could definitely do this with that same light blue gouache, just add more white to it. So any of these steps that I'm using, these acrylic markers, you could do this with your gouache as well. Generally, it's just adding white to it or adjusting the color a little bit. I just like the feel of putting pens onto a painted medium. I think it just gives you a different feel. It's really fun. So you can see here a little bit better my kind of scribbling on the outside of these flowers. So pretty. I love how it makes these pop a lot. It just gives them a lot more dimension, because I still want the blue flowers to be the focus. Perfect. Doing some last scribbles here. Okay, I'm doing the tape reveal here. I use regular Scotch tape, and then I actually just touch it to my clothing before I put it on my paper to make it a little less tacky. So I hope you enjoyed this mixed media gouache project. Happy painting, and I'll see you next time.